It's a pirate's life for me. I'd sure like to think. And boy, do I think I'd love to travel back in time. To be a Viking, all hopped up on amphetamines, ravaging a town. Oh, a pirate afflicted with brain parasites singing my death shanties. Or simply a cowboy on the Great Plains, my trusty animal companion. Then I think, you know, probably not that romantic, because even if I disguised myself as a boy child, well, I'd likely be raped to death in a matter of minutes. Brutal times. Not so much fun outside of the confines of my mind, which really sucks, because I think given the chance, I could make an exceptional warrior, even a great criminal. I already know I make an exceptional loner, albeit with a nasty, ghoulish pet, one who demands and bites and pisses all over me. Never loyal. In fact, he would step over my dying body if he thought there was a morsel of a treat on the other side of it. My dreams, oftentimes nightmares. Dreams, waking life. What's the difference? We all live in a fog. And on a foggy eve, it's exactly when the horrors are at their most clear. So join me tonight as I discuss The Living Skeleton that came out in 1968 with The Fog that came out in 1980. So I just watched The Living Skeleton for the first time, and boy, did I love it. It reminded me very much of the backlot 30s, 40s Universal horrors. And I have such a fondness for my black and white monsters. Oh, they're fathers to me. I throw one of those puppies on, and man, it feels like childhood again. It also makes me believe in past lives because I have this experience every time I watch one of those where I'm like reliving the memories of another existence. One where I was a janitor, now dreaming of glamour, sweeping up the stages. Oh, and just adoring the excitement and the romance. Oh, and things were just, they were just constructed with such care and craftsmanship, with the utmost respect to the degenerates that paid their 5 hard-earned cents to get as much as the macabre as they could in that era. It was a beautiful time, it really was, but not for me. For now, you see, some of the writers one night, they got all hopped up on some shit and they thought, hey, you know what? Let's kill a guy. Then they saw me and they thought, nah, let's kill a dame. They threw my body in the sewage of the Los Angeles River, where my bones remain to this very day. Not even a pauper's grave. And oh, how I've always wanted a pauper's grave. But a skeleton sea garden is just the sort of thing that you can expect from a film called The Living Skeleton. And there is some exceptional skeleton work in this. See, if I'm ever rich enough that I can afford a pool, I'm going to have this production designer craft my very own underwater skeleton nursery. If he's still alive. If he's not, I'd love to have a skeleton join my garden. And of course, mine would join all of my pets. And, you know, I suppose to the pirate's chagrin, dead men do tell tales. They survive the seas, resurrected in the fog. So the film begins with mob pirates. We're already off to a great start. Men with Tommy guns mowing down everyone on board a ship. Some of the passengers they actually like shackle and make them walk the plank. Typical pirate affairs. And there's this featured couple on their honeymoon that's like especially singled out, and this man with a half burnt face simply watches with indifference as the woman begs for her life. Fast forward, and that woman's identical sister lives with a priest. He's taken her in. He's raised her as his own, which is a little bit odd because her sister did die when she was an adult. So, and they're identical twins. Um, But I suppose adults can even be orphans too. So, one of my favorite things to do when I watch foreign films is point out the Western equivalents of all the actors, and people hate it. But I prefer to watch movies on my own anyway, so jokes on that. But I will share it with you now. So the girl is the Japanese Isabel Adjani. Her BF is the Japanese Robert Pattinson. The main pirate, Billy Madison's dad. We even have the Japanese Clint Howard. Oh yeah, all the stars are out in full effect in this. So the guy and the gal, they're out swimming one day. And he's like, you know what we should do? We should get married. And she's like, no, because I think the priest would be upset about it for some reason. So then he's just like, okay, whatever. Like I'm like super pissed about it, but let's snorkel anyway now that we're out here. Then they snorkel, they find these skeletons, and he just tries to be like, you know what? I bet that was just seaweed. I don't even think it's weird because I think it was just seaweed. It's like probably fine. She's like, you know what? I agree because seaweed sometimes like it just looks like shackled remains. So it's fine and we're good. Let's just like go back to making out. We'll go back to land. Everything's fine. But of course his curiosity gets the best of him and he's like he has to come back out full diving suit. Just to double check to be like, "Oh, yep, indeed, skeletons." And the thing is, I understand where he's coming from. Because when I tell you the skeleton design is just that expert, all right? I'm talking some real cute looking bones. And one I'd like to get another look at. So I don't blame him for doing so. But later that night, his girlfriend is like summoned to this ghost ship that's rolled in with this fog. And he like goes out there with her, but then things get super weird and he leaves her out there. And then she like resurfaces later. I mean, I think he thinks I left her for dead. But then she resurfaces, she's fine, but then mysteriously, another woman who was identical to her surfaces, but she's dead. Um, and all of the mob pirates start to very mysteriously die as well. Like they saw a ghost of their past and spontaneously combust with all of the guilt. So eventually, the Japanese Billy Madison's dad is like, you know what's weird? That ship is the same one we killed all those people on. And this probably has something to do with why all my guys are dying these weird, mysterious deaths. So he's like, I gotta like go out there and look into this. Meanwhile, earmuffs, if you don't want spoilers, the Japanese Isabel Adjani is like confesses to the priest, like, here's the thing, I've been doing the killings. I've been killing them. I've been killing them all. And at first it was like, I just want to try it out. Now I got the taste for it and I can't let it go. And he starts reading all these Bible verses at her and she starts crying and he's like, good, cry the evil out. And I just don't even think it. But the thing is, he's not believing it. He's not really believing it. He's just using this as kind of an excuse to chastise a woman to kind of whet his sexual appetite. Um, so he's like, I gotta look into this too because I don't believe in this fucking shit. I mean, she should cry because just the inherent evil of women and whatever. Um, but I need to go out there because I don't know what's going on. So the Billy Madison's dad and the priest they converge on the ship. Earmuffs again for spoilers. The man and the woman from the beginning on the ship. The woman is a mummy, and the man has become a mad scientist. Very cool. And Billy Madison's dad is like, dude, you look fucking crazy. This is crazy shit, dude, and you look insane. And he does because the thing is, he looks like a Night of the Living Dead zombie. And he's like, you know what? Here's the thing. You want to know fucking crazy? Like, I've been living on a ghost ship with my mummified wife for 3 years, breathing in brain melting chemicals. I'm fucking loco, bro. And I burn people now. So, the alive girl shows up. Earmuffs for spoilers. She pulls at the priest's face. He ends up being the half face burnt guy, okay? And it's like, whoa, lots of twists and turns in this, just like the sea. It's a rough ride. And yeah, he's about to have a full burnt face, if you know what I mean. And everyone dies. Poetically, the alive sister is like, I must go down with my past. A real captain goes down with their ship. Full respect. Um, Here's the most important thing I think we need to discuss about the film is mummies. They are the most terrifying supernatural entities that have ever existed. Um, and I love them, but I have a very healthy respect for them. For example, if somebody put a gun in my hand and they're like, you need to kill a man or cross a mummy's curse, I'd kill a man every time. A mummy's curse is no joke, okay? This is never a joke. It's not a joke now, was never a joke in the past, and it'll never be a joke. Some things, not meant to be a joke. It's no laughing matter. And I think I met a mummy once. I had this man who I was dating who brought me a necklace. He used to go on these expeditions. Very mysterious already. Okay, he's going to all these places, Antarctica and Galapagos Island. I don't know. I don't trust it. He brought this necklace back to try to impress me. Like, hey, here's this necklace that I brought back from an expedition in ancient Egypt. Threw it back at his face. Told him I never wanted to see him again. Because that thing belonged to a mummy, and he was likely the mummy it belonged to. And I'll never be a mummy's bride. I'll never be a mummy's bride. I'll never be a Dracula's bride. I'll never be a supernatural bride of any kind, okay? You'll never get me. But I'll especially never be a mummy's bride. I will not be cursed with a life beyond death. Oh no, you won't get me. And don't be so bold as to think you would stand a chance against a mummy's spell. And you must never give a reason for one to test you. Now, the mummy in this film is not like a mummy in the traditional sense. This is more of a mummy in the vein of Vladimir Lenin. But even in all his righteousness, he would not hesitate to place a mummy's hex on you. These are highly vindictive and retaliatory creatures that we're talking about, with or without the gauze. And it's no different in the film. This mummy, she had her revenge. In the shadows and the miniatures, it's her world to devise to her will. While the visuals may be charming, you better make sure you're on the right side of the fog when it seeps into town. Now you're going to recognize many, many, many elements of the living skeleton in the fog. Of course, the rolling motion and the thick viscosity of the fog itself, the ghost ship, the name washing upon the sand, is a warning that the sea has never forgotten. The pirate element, although this one has the addition of leprosy. So basically, the plot is the literal ghosts of Antonio Bay's past have come to fillet the current residents with fish hooks. And what a dream though it is to have Adrienne Barbeau's life in this. I mean, she has her own radio station and this lighthouse on the outskirts of town. Oh man, I do without the kid though. Generally, I always hate kids in film. This one is no exception. He's a real anchor. He drags everybody down. She should let the lepers have him. I don't understand why. I mean, if there's 5 souls that need to be taken, no reason his shouldn't be one of them. Maybe at the top of the list. Of course, it doesn't happen, but yeah, I'd leave the kid out of it, but I'd take everything else. I mean, even the leper ghost, I would take that. I would do it. I think it gives it a little bit of a quaintness, you know. I would dig that about it. I would think that would be just like a highly valued part of the town's history and story to me anyway. But these lepers have an exceptional point. As the town celebrates its centennial, the ghosts celebrate long awaited murder. There's also a priest and a sweet little church, which for any interested parties you can see in Pasadena. I went there with an ex-boyfriend who took me on this really sweet date to like a lot of John Carpenter's filming locations, and we actually had our first kiss in the courtyard of that church. And I thought, oh, this is the most romantic thing that's ever happened to me. And I thought this must be a sign he's the one. But the relationship was just as doomed as Father Malone and Five Other Souls in Antonio Bay. So spooky things begin to materialize as the film gets going. Least of all spooky is Jamie Lee Curtis being picked up by Tom Atkins, looking extra brawny and virile. Okay, I had to add that part in there because I was like, it's so funny when I watch this film with a guy, they're like, why would she get with him? I'm like, why would she not? Oh my God, I would get that man's car immediately. I don't even care about the fucking lepers at this point. Um, but wherever the fog rolls, a life will be taken as revenge for the lives lost in the pursuit to turn Antonio Bay into a leper colony. Adrian begins moonlighting as a weather reporter, able to predict the bloodthirsty whims of this vengeful fog. Of course, soundtrack very sickly by John Carpenter himself. The vibes are impeccable, Avi. And every time I watch The Fog, I think, well, this must be my favorite film. And then I throw in another John Carpenter, and I think, well, it's impossible to choose. It comes as no great surprise to me, or should anyone else, that he has the very same initials as Christ himself. Just crafting only the finest of films. The Fog really does create an atmosphere that I just want to walk straight into and get lost forever. In fact, I sometimes get very overwhelmed thinking of all the things that I would love to say about the fog, but honestly, this time, I think you should just watch it and, see for yourself. Because when the air becomes thick, look around you, keep an eye out, for you never know when the homicidal haze may reap another victim. So, as we leave the world of pirates, it's important to remember no culture exists without its bloodied horrors. If a pirate's life is not your own, it's a small world after all. It's a world of slaughter, a world of tears. It's a world of no hope and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware. It's such a very small world after all. And do what you can to seek shelter from the fog of war.